Beep, 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 beep. Pause that thing. It's Tuesday, March 10th, 2020. I'm Rim.
I'm Scott.
And this is Geek Nights. Tonight, we review First Contact. All right. Whenever you're ready, you can start.
All right. So, in the United States, where we stupidly move our clocks around, we have smartly moved them back
Yep.
to the correct position.
There is the incorrect time, which is what people use for most of American history. There is the superior time that we move to only in the summer.
Anyway, we are back in the correct time. The sun is out. It is not warm, but warmer.
It's freak. It was almost 70 today.
That's not that warm.
That's for March?
That's, that's a little chilly.
This is normally when I would be like skiing in Vermont.
It's a little chilly. And I was able to brought both bikes out. Daddy two bike.
I was gonna go
bike
skiing.
time again.
I wanted to go
Wheels out.
Yeah, I wanted to go bike, but I didn't. Like, I gotta go like put air back in my tires and like lube everything and futz with my bike a little bit.
I did that.
Yep, I'm gonna do that this weekend probably. I think it is gonna get cold again, but it is freakishly warm for this time of year.
It is nice and warm.
But even worse, we were
not warm enough.
Emily and I were planning on doing a few-week vacation in Japan, but due to the coronavirus thing, I'm basically forbidden by my job from traveling overseas for the foreseeable future.
Well, good thing I didn't buy tickets because we almost also went.
Yep. I got free refunds from every airline. Like, everything was a free refund.
All right,
so that was fine. I'm out
good.
nothing. Though, this is definitely a, like, rich man problem, but I bought plane tickets on Air China, and then I had to cancel them for obvious reasons because I was going to fly through Beijing and, like, poke around in Beijing and then go on to Tokyo. So I wanted to cancel those, but they were non-refundable tickets. And with Air China, non-refundable doesn't mean like, oh, pay $1,000 and you can like get the rest of your money back. It is, fuck you, $0 back.
That's right.
So thankfully, the Chinese government was like, yeah, free refunds because there's a problem. But I don't get that refund for 6 to 8 weeks. I have to wait up to almost 7 more weeks to get several $1,000s back that are just sitting on my credit card.
Whoa, is you, rich person.
Yep.
No.
So I'd booked flights on JAL instead, not having gotten the refund back. And then because of the work stuff, I had to cancel JAL. They also gave me a full refund, but will also not refund my money for several weeks.
You know, if you had bought the cheap ticket that I saw, the cheapest ticket I saw was fly to Montreal, then take Air Canada to Japan.
I don't think I could have gotten that one canceled for free.
I think you could have gotten the leg from Montreal to Japan canceled.
Which would have then caused everything else to cancel, yeah.
But you could have had a vacation in Montreal.
Yeah, but
Not too bad.
I only want to go to Montreal if I'm going to ski. I'm going to go to Tremblant.
I only want to go to Montreal if I'm going to eat poutine, second best bagels, and watch hockey.
You want to go to Montreal, just take the sleeper car on Amtrak to like all the way up there.
Oh, no, there are buses that go there, too.
Yeah, there are. Or there is an airline that flies it only flies out of Newark here, but it goes straight to the mountain up there for skiing.
Yeah, I don't need to go to skiing. I want to go to hockey and the second best bagel after the New York bagel and other food.
But because I had to cancel this thing, so I have a lot of vacation days like extra this year now that I hadn't planned on having. So I thought, I'll do like some other thing. Maybe I'll do a bunch of skiing. Maybe I'll go out to like Colorado and ski for a long weekend or something. Like I got all this extra vacation time. No, skiing's basically fucked everywhere right now, except of all places, Japan, which is having like one of the best March ski seasons in Japanese history right now.
I'm sure there's skiing somewhere, like some Alp or some Andes.
Yeah, but like I can't travel overseas right now.
Not even to South America?
No, I can't. I cannot leave the country without repercussions for the time being.
I'm sure there's like probably, it's really great.
So I look, Colorado, Utah, crazy warm, like not good skiing.
Well, I don't know what the weather situation is right now.
Vermont, New Hampshire, no good.
Globally,
it's like 60 degrees at Hunter Mountain.
I think we've talked about it in Geek Nights before about how Iran has amazing skiing.
Yeah, I would love to go skiing in Iran.
But I don't know if you can
I could go
there. No, I'm saying I don't know if the weather's good right now.
Well, also coronavirus right now. So
is the coronavirus in Iran?
Yeah, it's actually a huge problem in Iran. A bunch of government officials got it. It's a crisis.
I didn't know it was there.
Okay.
All right. I thought that's not a place that I'd heard of it being.
That was all over the news.
Eh.
Like, all over the news. Anyway.
I wasn't like examining the list of countries that are most troubled very closely.
Yep. So now I'm relegated to, I think I'm going to use some of those vacation days to go to Cedar Point this summer.
That's a big downgrade.
Well, I haven't been to Cedar Point at this point in 19 years, and I miss it because, we talked about this in Geek Nights. I'm like a weirdly obsessive roller coaster nerd, but I haven't really ridden roller coasters much in a long time. So, and you actually have to book, like for this summer, around now is when you have to book if you want to get like the skip the line passes or stay in the fancy ancient hotel from the 1800s and like all the good stuff. So I think I'm just going to plan that trip instead. You want to go to Cedar Point?
No.
No? Best roller coaster park in the world?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right. You'll miss out on good roller coasters. I bet
Oh,
Chase will
no.
come. I think it'll be me, Emily, and Chase.
Okay, have fun.
I will.
I'll do something much more interesting.
I will ride the Millennium Force, which is, to this day, barely disputed, like very few people dispute this, the best roller coaster ever crafted
There's been a
by
lot of
man
roller
or
coasters newer than that.
Yeah, and to this day, it still tends to rank 1 or 2 by the Roller Coaster Association, and I forget the name of that other group that fights with them all the time.
Okay.
It is a triumph of roller coaster design.
So let's talk about other stuff.
This news is not actually that big a deal, but we got to talk about it because it's Reggie.
Right, so people, I think, don't understand how not big a deal this is. So if you don't know, a GameStop for a few years now has been going down.
GameStop's that store that kids sell the games they stole from their friends to get cash to buy loot boxes online.
So GameStop has been going down the turlet for quite a few years.
It's basically a pawn shop for middle
every
schoolers.
console adds an online eShop of some kind, right? GameStop isn't going down the toilet. Everyone knows it. It's just taken a really long time to die.
It's swirling. It's been swirling for a long time.
It's just swirling that toilet bowl. So a latest development in GameStop's, they had some big layoffs recently. There's been a more rapid increase in the swirl speed. So the news is they appointed Reggie Fils-Aimé to, formerly Nintendo of America, bought president.
Yep.
To be on the board, not the CEO of GameStop, to be on the board of GameStop.
Which has 10 members.
Yeah. So first of all, a company dying like that, why does it need 10 people on the board? There must be some regulation that says it has to be 10 or something.
No, board structures can vary widely, and I've never been on a board that was big.
Yeah, no, 10 is weird. Anyway, regardless, people have to understand that when you're on a board of directors for a company, you are simply a representative of shareholder interest. Right? And you really, you vote on some things and like dividends, what they're going to be and who's the CEO going to be, but you don't really run the company. You're not an employee.
Yeah.
Right? You're not you're not calling any shots, directly. So the reason...
I'll give an example. And when I worked at my a company previously, the CEO was also on the board.
Sure, that's possible.
The CTO happened to also be on the board, and there were some other people on the board. But the board, if the board officially got involved in my biz, then shit was going down. Normally, just like the CEO would get involved in my biz.
Right, yeah. The day-to-day operations, you basically ignore, do not care, do not say, do not look.
Yep.
Right? You're on the board. So why would the investors in GameStop, right? So first of all, if you're an investor in GameStop
What is wrong with you?
Well, it's clearly, if everyone has seen this toilet swirling going on, right? So you're either a really dumbass investor, you believe in the future of GameStop.
We are not giving investment advice. Just saying.
Yeah, sure. Or B, obviously, if you own enough shares of GameStop now, you bought them low. Right? You bought them low. You were like, well, look at that swirl. Swirl, swirl, swirl. It's going down. It's going down. Let me buy it. Hope it goes up a little bit. And then sell it, right? You're not hoping to actually, if you're thinking GameStop will actually revive fully, that's a big gamble. You got money to burn.
It's up 14%.
Sure. That's exactly why I'm mentioning why did...
Look at this. You're like, 1 day, 5 day. Oh, yeah, things are moving up.
Yeah. Exactly. The point is, why would the people who are still holding shares of GameStop, why would they vote to put Reggie on the board? And
well, they might be doing some sort of consolidation liquidation plan. They might be doing some sort of bankruptcy plan. We don't know.
But that is somebody who can inspire confidence,
Yep.
right? So when other people are reading the finance news and they see in the news, Reggie, and it's like, oh, that's a name I know. That's a person who is very good at what they did.
Positive social media sentiment will show up in a bunch of bots.
For Nintendo, right? And people will say, oh, maybe Reggie is going to have some positive influence and maybe not, bring GameStop back to life, but at least slow that tumble.
Maybe.
And that might inspire some people to buy some share. Not that, other things influenced got in the way,
but
like the whole market crashing. But
I just got to
if it weren't for that, right? That might have boosted the shares a little bit, giving those investors who just voted for Reggie a chance to sell to those people who are now buying because of Reggie.
Now, he might have some good ideas and some good plans, but remember, he is one member of a large board, and the two other people that are joining at the same time as him are some Walmart, Cadbury, Pepsi, Nabisco guy.
Retail people for a retail business.
And the
it makes sense.
PetSmart, Sam's Club,
another
sports
more
guy.
Retail people for a retail business, right?
Yep.
So people who have knowledge relevant to what GameStop does, retail people, video games people, appointed to the board to inspire confidence. They don't actually do much work or have that much influence over what's going on, but just hopefully to get the shares a little boost so that the shareholders can sell to someone else and get the hell out because that ship going down under.
I mean, that ship was swirling, and I feel like coronavirus, retail slowdown, is going to be the poop knife in the gut.
Yep. I mean, if anyone, it's
do
always...
Do you know about the poop knife? Is that a reference that is just too old?
I don't know about the poop
You don't know about the poop knife?
I know about knife to the gut.
The
I know about a poop knife.
It's an old...
You poop on a knife and then stab someone
It's not quite a meme, but it
That'll
was
really
basically...
fuck you up.
All I'm going to say about the poop knife is there was an individual who asked the internet a question about a poop knife, and most of the people who responded said, "What the fuck is a poop knife?" Which turned into a, "What do you mean? I thought every family had a poop knife." There are poop knife families and non-poop knife families. That's all I'm going to say.
Cut up their poop?
Kinda.
So that it flushes more easily?
Some people keep a ruler in the toilet.
I
I
thought this was cover a knife in poop and then stab someone with it. That way, they'll be really fucked up.
That is big... Bart with the shrimp on the end of, or the peanut. Was the shrimp or the peanut? I forget what he's allergic to.
I'm just saying,
peanut on the end of the stick.
If the stab doesn't get him, poop
will.
If you get poop
like a punji stick.
If you get poop into someone's guts, they're in deep trouble. They are going to be very ill.
They are in perhaps deep shit.
Right, it's like, haha, not only will I stab you and you'll have blood coming out, but you will also be infected by all kinds of things. Good luck with that.
Good luck, have fun. So yeah, don't, GameStop is just done. Don't.
And if you still shop at GameStop ever for any reason, why stop?
I still know why. The people who shop at GameStop are
you're better off going to just Target.
Well, people don't shop at GameStop.
Anymore.
They go to GameStop to pawn and sell old games.
Just sell on Amazon or eBay.
These are people who are too young to do that legally.
To
it's
your friends.
Middle school kids.
To your friend. Trade a game with your friend.
I don't know.
Why do you have a physical game in the first place?
I almost want to go into a GameStop with just interview people there. What are you here for? Why did you come into this store? I feel like that'll end with me being kicked out of a GameStop.
Well, you could buy the GameStop really cheap and then do that.
No.
I'm sure the owner would love to sell.
You know what I could do? I could stand outside the GameStop.
They would love to sell you their franchise license.
I'll just stand outside a GameStop in Manhattan and just be like, "Why are you going in those doors?" Just curious. Or when people come out, be like, "What did you do in there?" It's not like a Funko Land where it's just free babysitting.
Anyway.
So, some other news. There's some good Kickstarters going on, but the one I want to talk about first, PAX Pamir got a second edition. PAX Pamir, I have not actually played it, but I have read the rules. Scott has played it.
So there's a bunch of games called PAX games. They're all PAX something.
They're Coldware games.
Some of them are.
Not all of them, true.
But yeah, there's PAX Porfiriana, which I played once.
My favorite one is actually PAX Renaissance, but I have not actually
played that 3 or 4 times.
PAX Renaissance is the most approachable PAX game, but PAX Pamir might be the best one, but I have not
You haven't played
it.
You don't know.
But I've read the rules, and I've listened to you and Chris talk about it.
Yeah, but basically these are historical simulaty kind of ish games, but not in the way of a grognard war game in a different way. It's kind of hard to explain how they work exactly in talking wise, but regardless, they made PAX Pamir 2.0, which also they have nothing to do with the PAX convention whatsoever.
Yeah.
And PAX Pamir 1 had some issues. PAX Pamir 2.0 really streamlined it and made it really sexy. This is a reprint of PAX Pamir 2.0 because it sold out. And so I played Pamir 2.0, first edition, first printing. I liked it, and I'm like, well, I'll own one PAX game. I'll let this be the one.
Yep.
So I pre-ordered it. I kickstarted it.
I am waiting to see if there is a PAX Renaissance 2, in which case that'll be the one I get.
All right, yeah, that's the one I like.
Yeah, I want, because it could use some streamlining. It's only the most accessible because I feel like the average nerd knows a little more about the Renaissance than they do about Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Which says a lot about our culture, but
but
is
mechanically, PAX Pamir 2 and PAX Pamir and Renaissance are pretty similar in mechanical complexity. Those are the two that I can actually grok the mechanics of the game.
Yep.
Porfiriana
fucking.
and the other I didn't play.
Transhumanity I've not played.
I did play Transhumanity. I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on.
I sat down next to a game of Transhumanity, and actions were being explained.
Transhumanity has the theme I like the most. I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Yep.
And Porfiriana, the theme I like the least, the graphic design I like the least. I only half understood what was going on. But Renaissance and Pamir, I 90% understood what was going on.
Yep. So PAX Pamir, the second edition, is getting a Kickstarter for a reprint.
Yep.
This is your chance to
and
get this game.
And if you have the first printing of the second edition, you can order modified chippies for one component of the game or something. I don't know.
Thing I do, if this sounds at all intriguing, I suggest you just back this Kickstarter, because these are the kinds of games that get semi out of print and hard to get pretty quick.
Yep. I mean, there's a reason they're having to kickstart a second printing, because the first one was gone and that was it. Anyway.
I also want to note this game takes between 1 and 5 players, and games that have a 1 as an option, that is an official option, even though I tend not to like those ones, often they tend to be really good and engaging games.
Yeah, but I mean, just to sum it up, thematically what the game is about is this Afghan warlords fighting, and you want to have control or influence with the warlords that are dominant at certain times to get points. And then
PAX Renaissance is you're just bankers during the Renaissance, and you just want to be positioned to be able to take advantage of the full-on Renaissance.
Right. So
when
it's like
it happens.
I played one game and I basically won, but it's like there'll be different colors competing for your dominance, and it's like you want to be your alignments might change. You just want to be allied. If blue is strong, you want to be allied with blue at the scoring time.
Yep.
And that's how that game works. Anyway, another Kickstarter for some board games going on right now is a company called Big Cat Games. If you haven't heard of it, it is a small video board game publisher, and they
doing good work so far.
They publish very tiny, mostly Japanese board games in the United States or in English, maybe in other places besides the United States. They're the ones who published Nikosu Dice in English.
The hottest game from PAX Unplugged 2019.
Still the hottest game of the year for us. Maybe, I don't know, last year.
It's the hottest game of 2019 for me, for sure.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, so they've got, go to their website. They're publishing a lot of other cool games. There's one that's like Pacific Go, which is
I'm pretty into that. Oh, it's almost sold out. I think I should buy it.
It's like an abstraction of, Pacific Front World War II with naval battles and whatnot.
Fuck, there's only 3 left. I'm buying it right now.
Okay. I don't know if that's any good.
Let me move my credit card information off of the stream.
Yeah, I don't know if that game's any good or not, but they have a
There's only 3 left. I'm getting it.
They have a Kickstarter right now for an abstract trio, so 3 abstract Japanese board games. One of them is called Quiek, which I guess is the onomatopoeia of the mouse squeaking noise.
Yep.
Right? And it's
the move the thing to the end as far as it can move.
It's the video game ice puzzle where you're on ice, you move in a direction, you move as far as you can until you hit a wall, until you hit the cheese, right? Kind of thing. There's another one which is basically put 3D blocks onto the grid, and when you look down on top of the game board from vertically straight down, which of the 2 colors is covering the most spaces, and then you want yours to cover the most, so you win. And the third one is the one you can actually pick. You don't have to buy all 3. You can kickstart one of the 3 or 2 or 3 or all 3. The only one I kickstarted was Fillet, which is basically sort of like a versus Splatoon board game where you take turns moving your pawn.
It's Marrakesh adjacent.
Yeah, and your pawn shits out chips, and you want to cover the whole board in your chips and cover your opponent's chips, and sort of, conquering the board kind of situation. So that one, for the rules for all 3 games are already up there. You can just read them in English completely. You're basically just deciding if you like those rules enough that you want to own that game and play it frequently. And I think that Fillet game would be played frequently enough to be worth the cost of buying it.
Just from having
And
skimmed the rules.
And it's tiny.
It feels like it'll be Hive adjacent for us in terms of like
Yeah.
when I would play it, why I would play it.
Exactly.
Oh, we should play Hive. It's been a while.
Yeah, Hive is
Do you
good.
remember the Beetle opening?
I mean, yes, of course I remember the Beetle opening.
'Cause that was your go-to move.
Well, what I would do when I played Hive is I would do the Beetle opening until the opponent figured out how to not lose to the Beetle opening.
Yup.
And then we would play real Hive.
That's a lot how my progression when I was in
I'd be like, if I play Hive with a brand new person, I teach them Hive with no expansion bugs.
Yup.
Right? Then I'm just like, all right, I tell them, I'm going to listen. We're going to play a bunch of practice games. In every single game, I'm going to do the Beetle strategy. As soon as you don't lose to the Beetle strategy, we're going to play Hive for real.
now you are ready. Now
And
the
then-
student
and
is
then you
ready
teach
to
you how-
challenge the master.
And then you teach them how to use the mosquito and the whatevers.
yeah, Ladybug.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and last, as you know, I play a lot of Overwatch, and I did live stream. I like to do all my ranking matches solo, just rando queue solo. Like fuck it, see what happens.
I guess it's maybe more accurate on average if there's enough matches. Because I guess if you play with a team and you try to get your ranking matches, the coordination
Yep.
might artificially inflate your rank.
But so you realize that what the game does
That's
is
a tough call.
no. So the way the game
does
works.
Does it know if you're doing it? Or
Yes. So
and it
here's
adjusts. All right.
So here's the way
smart,
the
right?
game. Here's the way Overwatch works. This is actually really fascinating. We haven't talked about it on the show. You don't play, so you wouldn't know this. If I join a game rando,
Mm-hmm.
it'll make a team of 6 with me in it. It'll make
Okay.
another team of 6, and we'll fight 6 on 6.
Right.
If there's 2 groups of 5 out there, it'll pull them in to face each other and fill in the ones with 2 randos.
No.
Or it'll make the teams of like 3 groups of 2. It'll try to make sure that if one team has a big group, the other team also has a big group. If one team's a bunch of randos,
Would
the
it
other
ever
team-
put a 6 against like 2 3s?
only if it has to.
When
It
would
tries to avoid
I'm
that.
sure there's enough players you would never have to.
Well, because it does this within the ranking bands and the ELO adjacent stuff.
and also, I
sometimes,
assume there's also a time constraint. You don't want to leave someone waiting for a game for 5 minutes.
Yep, but if you're skilled enough, like depending on where you are in the ranking, like sometimes it'll take a while to find a match because it's not going to ruin a match or ruin things.
Sure.
It also does the ELO type thing where if your team is rated lower than the team you're up against and you beat them, they're fucked and you rank up a lot.
Yeah.
Like it does everything right.
Yeah.
So one of the problems with a game like this, but also one of the benefits of it is that unlike say League of Legends with 4,000 heroes or whatever and all that nonsense, Overwatch has got like 31 heroes. They're all radically different.
It's about as many as like Super Street Fighter or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's like a good number, and I like that they're not just like adding a ton more. They keep like every time they add one, it fills a very specific, unique part of the game. Like there's no heroes are similar to each other in any meaningful way.
Mhm.
So the problem is because it's a competitive game, there's gonna always be a meta. You make Torb a little bit stronger, everyone uses Torb in every competitive game. You make Torb a little weaker, Torb gets used 0% of the time. There's a character who's good on one map, they're always used in that map. So the people who design Overwatch, one thing they've been very good about is being willing to change the game to continue to make it interesting and to make sure, like, if there's a problem, whatever the most common problem with the game is, they try to fix it. And they just always move on to the next most common
Well, if they
problem.
weren't willing to do that, the game would be dead already.
Yeah. And there's a reason why Overwatch is actually, it's been hanging on pretty well. And the league's doing well and everything's going well there. So what they've added now is the idea of hero pools. And it's really simple. They will take like 4 heroes every week
So
in the
4 out of
competitive scene out of
31.
31.
So that leaves 27, 28.
Yep.
All right.
And they'll just remove that. Like, you can't use them that week in competitive play. Just fuck you.
Oh, but you could in non-competitive.
Yeah. In non-competitive, you can do whatever you want. They don't care.
Okay.
Like, whatever. There's some non-competitive modes that are
But
like,
basically, any of the competitive modes, regardless of which competitive mode it is, just randomly each week, 4 heroes are not allowed.
yep. Like right now, Orisa
Well, if
is
those
not
are low-tier heroes that no one uses, it doesn't matter. I think
So-
it can't be random. It has to be manually.
Oh, yeah,
They
they-
would have to choose.
They seem to pick because they picked Orisa and May along with 2 other people in the current lockout. And
So they're picking the meta. They're basically removing the meta choices.
yep, they're missing or they're fucking with the meta. Like there are some characters that like snipers aren't always that viable, especially in like silver gold because like people just aren't that good at clicking on heads.
Yeah. Okay.
But and also they're vulnerable to flankers. If you take the monkey out, suddenly in that tier, like it's a lot easier to be a sniper.
Oh, okay. So they make others stronger that are still in by
Yup.
removing their counter play. So it's
Yup.
like Okay.
But the cool part is because they're going to change
Nobody's
it up.
picking this hero ever. It's tier 1 because this other hero exists. Oh, we'll take that one out this week. Oh shit, this bottom tier hero is suddenly top tier.
And holy shit, with Orisa not in the game, there's one map where
Oh my god, they banned scissors this week. Everybody rock.
Yup.
Rock, 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 rock.
Orisa's real good at sucking people.
Oh, wait, I mean paper.
But also the maps.
No.
There's
I got it wrong. Oh my god, there were only
every
3
season,
choices and I got it wrong.
There's a lot of maps, and the maps are all radically different, but different maps have different metas too.
Right.
So the combination of the map meta and the player meta and the hero pools, I've seen some really interesting games, and the season's only been going for 2 weeks.
Right, point is if they remove scissor, do paper, don't do rock.
Yeah, but what if you're on the map where there's a bunch of water and paper gets weaker now?
Uh-oh.
I played Diva competitively, and everyone was like, yeah, Diva's real good on that map. And that does not happen normally on that map because Orisa is so good.
Okay.
So I urge all of you to play Overwatch with me because I need to reform a team that is primarily U.S. time zone because as much as I enjoy playing complete rando queue, I want to go back to having a team and actually practicing with like a team.
Join the New York Excelsior.
Yeah, I am right now like upper silver, low gold. Like I am not a platinum tier anymore.
Practice. You love this game so much. Just get better.
Yeah, but you got to
Get
practice
good.
with the team to get that good.
Yeah, get good.
Yeah, so I got to find a team. I'm looking for a team of like 3 at least that we can regularly group up.
Instead of looking for a team, why don't you join a team that is looking for people?
Yeah, I've poked around. I'm thinking about that. I'm talking to a lot of people while I play games. I've got some short lists. I actually found some groups that scrim that I'm going to start playing with.
Maybe you could find some like enforcers that play
Yeah.
Overwatch.
But Overwatch is great. I still don't know why Scott plays it. It's basically Action Quake X Weapons Factory 2 with modern sensibilities.
I got other shit going on.
Like what?
Uh-huh. A lot of shit.
Like Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played that in months.
Yeah, I got to beat it so we can review it.
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh, New Zealand listener. Cool.
No, they're not in your time zone. They can't play Overwatch.
Yeah. Also, the lag would be awful. All right. Where was I going? Things of the day. You can go first because you've got a terrible power. So, things of the day.
I have a thing of the day so strong that Rim cannot possibly compete with this amazing thing of the day.
You have brought a terrible power to this podcast.
Yes. So there is a person. I'm trying to find their name right now. What is their name?
Art of NP.
No. Their name is somewhere in their Twitter account. Regardless, this person is a collector. And usually I'm like, meh, collectors, right? All these people collecting comic books or action figures. Or it's like, I understood the collecting mentality when I was a kid. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's no point in wasting a bunch of money just to collect stuff. You're just having stuff. If it's not stuff that does anything, you're just wasting money and space. It's not like, if you're a museum, that's a collection, right?
Yep.
But if you're just like a person collecting things you could buy at the store, it's kind of lame.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, but in 40 years, give or take, there are going to be a lot of kids trying to figure out what to do with grandma's Funko Pops the same way that today
Pogs.
kids are trying to figure out what to do with grandma's precious moments.
Pins, people buying,
Funko Pops are just nerdy precious moments, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, but here's a person who recently came onto the Twitter scene with a incredible and amazing collection, the likes of which I have never seen. This person collects original Nintendo Power Magazine artwork.
Now, you said original, and it took my brain a minute to realize that means original.
Yes, like this person doesn't. I mean, I'm sure they do have every copy of. Every issue
I
of
have a
Nintendo.
copy of every Nintendo Power up through like issue 100 and
I have
something.
the only Nintendo Power issue I have is the final one.
In fact, I bought the first issue of Nintendo Power in stores the day it debuted, and I subscribed from the card in that first issue.
Anyway, no, but this person has the original artwork. So, like, there was that cover of the early Nintendo Power that had, like, the clay Mega Man and the Dr. Wily model for Mega Man 2.
Yep, which was, in fact, a photograph.
Yes, this person has the models.
Oh, shit, the original jackets. Oh, my God.
This person has...
I want one of these.
That's why I'm linking to the whole
Yeah.
Twitter account, not just to a single tweet. Scroll through... It's like illustrations that appeared in the magazine. They have the original illustrations that an illustrator made with ink and pencil and paper that were then scanned or photographed into the magazine.
Whatever it takes, I want to. If MagFest, of all places, should pay this guy to
It
put
says
this stuff.
specifically, this person has in their profile, if you want me to
Oh, yeah, a fact.
exhibit my stuff, call me, bro. I want to exhibit my stuff at your place. Let me know.
Oh
So,
my God, the Nintendo.
MagFest
the
is
terms.
definitely the place for this person to be. Call this person up. And also look at every single tweet in this Twitter account. The artifacts of video game history that this person possesses are truly incredible. This is like, it's gonna be hard to beat this thing of the day with the
can't-
rest of 2020 ahead of us.
So I had some good things of the day, but I had to respond to Scott's power. So
You
I
could
think
not respond. I'm playing with power. There's no competing with this thing of the day.
it's so bad. I feel like instead of linking to an individual thing of the day, I also have to link to someone's entire profile to even have a chance.
You got no chance.
So I've been following this channel for a while, but in the last 3 weeks, I've been watching the shit out of it. It's called Two Set Violin.
Okay.
It's these two dudes who play violin professionally.
All
They're
right.
good at it. And-
Are they in like a symphony or something?
Yeah, they're professional violinists.
All right.
They do this amazing YouTube channel that feels a lot like Asian television, like the way it's structured. And it's just them knowing a lot about violins, being awesome and doing stuff. And it's so wholesome and so fun and so good. And the content is so varied. I cannot recommend this channel enough. Some of the things they do, instead of linking to one individual video, is they pick a bunch of new violin pieces they've never played before and just try to sight read them all on a live stream.
Okay.
They will watch popular, and I'm making finger quotes right now, videos of famous violinists who actually kind of suck and people just don't know better, like a famous violinist who performs on Jimmy Fallon but isn't actually that good, but people don't know better. And they talk about that in detail. They're just wholesome and funny, and I cannot recommend this channel enough.
Okay.
In the meta moment, the GeekNights Book Club book, Tale of Genji, still reading it.
Not the Genji from Overwatch.
Nope.
the actual original
I'm waiting
Genji.
for Hanjo to show up at some point.
The first novel ever created by human beings is The Tale of Genji, and we are reading it. I read a chapter on the bus train this morning.
I'm moving a lot faster reading it now that I gave up trying to catch every nuance, because good fucking God.
Yeah, it's actually
I gave up on if a character interacts in a scene, I don't even try to figure out who they are anymore unless they keep reappearing or I see them again in another chapter.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're slow to read this one. It's not because it's ultra long. It's only regular long. It's because it's translated from ancient, not ancient, but,
Yeah.
Old style Japanese. I imagine that even a modern Japanese speaker would have some trouble with it, reading it in the old Japanese. The same way, I guess not as bad as us trying to read old English, but less bad than that, but not as easy as reading regular English. Sort of like reading Shakespeare.
Well, the problem
right?
I have is that, and it's partly just due to the culture of the era it depicts, that characters are very rarely referred to by a consistent name.
It explains that in the beginning.
Yep. Characters are
forward.
often even just referenced obliquely to the point to where, unless you're really reading carefully, you won't be aware that another person is now in the room.
Yep.
That is the level of, and once I just stop,
Or that one, they're referring to a person not by name but by their job.
Yep.
And then later they're referring to a person. It was the same person. They're referring to them differently now.
or they refer to someone as being the leaf of a something because they had called someone else a something earlier, and that is actually that person's son. But fuck if I'm gonna catch that.
Anyway, that's the book club book.
Yep.
In Meta Moment, PAX East is over.
We did it.
We did it. We didn't do any panel at it. That was new, so there's no video to show you from it.
But if you saw
you
us
can
at
see
PAX,
us again at PAX West in Labor Day, probably.
Yep, if it happens.
Well, hopefully it will happen.
Yep. But
I will go to it if it happens.
Yep. We did. You might notice usually around this time I'm talking about how I'll be doing 4 or 5 panels at ZenkaiCon, but I'm actually not going to ZenkaiCon this year.
Yep.
Because I'm actually forbidden from work from going to any conferences for the foreseeable future.
Okay. So also in the Meta Moment, I want to point out that streaming wise, right? We got a Twitch that we use rarely.
Yeah.
We got YouTube that we use for streaming this right now.
Yep.
But
Which happens to also be my personal YouTube, so sometimes this channel will just have me playing Overwatch.
I got my personal YouTube. I stream sometimes, rarely, right? But I found out that Discord has a feature, right, where you can stream in Discord, right? So you're in Discord, no Twitch, no OBS, no YouTube, no nothing, right? You open up a video game and you literally push one button in Discord. And now that video game is being streamed to people who are on that Discord server in that room, can now voice chat and watch you play the game at the same time.
I'm planning to do something with that.
And, not too many people are watching when I do that because the half semi-official GeekNights Discord server is not that crowded. But maybe one or two people will watch when I do that.
But high engagement, low audience stream can be pretty fun compared to a low engagement, high audience stream.
That's true, but really what it comes down to is that the effort to turn on that stream is so low. If I do a stream on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, I got to set up OBS, I got to do lights, I got to do all kinds of stuff, microphone checks and all right. It's effort to set those up. To stream on Discord, I'm playing a game on my computer, and Discord's like, hey, literally push one button, just one fucking button. You push it, boom, you'll be streaming. And it's like, might as well push that one button if I don't mind, right now. I'll push the one button.
Yeah.
So,
and then you're not doing a show like, I'm going to talk about Advance Wars.
I don't have to worry about, people randos coming in the chat. I don't got to worry about trying to engage the audience. I don't got to worry about not that I have enough viewers on Twitch to have subscribers, but I don't have to do any of that. I'm playing the video game. So you should join the unofficial Geek Nights Discord. There are links on our come and find us on the internet, and you'll be able to find links to it somewhere.
I'll post a link because I'm trying to hang out in that Discord more and more. Discord seems to, sadly, it's the only thing we got for this level of IRC style community in the modern era.
Yeah, so maybe if you get in that server, you'll see a little notification that I've gone, I saw a listener doing it too.
Yeah.
A listener was playing DDR, but only with their fingers.
Which was
sad. So when that was kind of sad, so I didn't watch that.
So I'm curious, would any of you be interested in watching me? Just say something in the comments of the forum. I might just live stream myself playing DDR.
Yeah.
I might just start doing DDR live streams for the fuck of it.
I mean, that you can't do that on Discord, though, easily.
No. Well,
that's an OBS situation.
Yeah, that's going to be a full-on OBS situation because my HTPC is starting to get near its last legs, so I got to build a new one anyway.
I just want to say, come to the Discord, and you might get a notification, and you might see me play some video games.
Yeah.
Because it's so low effort, I'll just do it.
All right. So we played this game. It's not that new. It's relatively new. It's from 2018. It's new to us. Our friends Chris and Anthony busted it out, and we played it.
2 times at PAX East.
Now, for those of you who might not be super familiar with us, if we play a game at PAX more than once, that is already a huge glowing endorsement.
Yeah, that means there was something in that first play that made us want to take a second look.
Yeah, to spend precious PAX minutes playing a game we've already played is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
First Contact is real fun, and basically it's a Russian board game. Designer is Damir Kuznetsov. So I'm not great with Russian pronunciation.
Kuznetsov?
Kuznetsov, I'm sure.
Who knows?
Kuznetsov. Anyway, Russian game designer. It's very Codenames adjacent. It's
very, very Codenames adjacent. If you like Codenames, First Contact is it even has a grid of cards that you randomly lay out and communicate through.
If you like Codenames, buy this. If you like this, buy Codenames. But I've never played a game like this that was good before.
Right. So what First Contact is about that makes it so Codenames is a game where there's teams and you're trying to sort of use inferences to get your teammates to pick the correct cards from the grid.
Yep.
Right? And not pick the wrong ones. And you're up against a team that's also trying to do the same thing, right? In First Contact, what's happening is is a team of aliens and a team of humans. And the aliens have a written language that looks somewhat adjacent to Egyptian hieroglyphs, right?
Bunch of rune-looking things.
A bunch of rune-looking things. It has an Egyptian theme, sort of like a Stargate alien kind of, idea, right? And the humans are looking at this grid of 25 cards, and those 25 cards are items. And,
And it's like papyrus,
cow,
a whip,
pharaoh, right? Stuff that would be in an ancient Egyptian
bird,
place.
a fly, like that
Right,
kind of thing.
whatever. And, since they can't talk to the aliens with English, all they can sort of do is point and gesture at objects. And the aliens have a written language that they can show to the humans. So what the humans are trying to do is to give the aliens the objects that they desire. Let me give you, right?
Yep.
They're offering gifts to the aliens, and they're trying to give the aliens what the aliens want.
And they're trying to learn the alien language to better figure out what to give.
And the aliens are trying to get the humans to learn the alien language, because that way the alien can get the gifts that they want. If the humans understand them, then the aliens will be able to ask for what they want and get what they want, and not ask for like an ankh and get a cow.
Now, the brilliant part of this game, like I think what makes it like magic, is that the alien team and the human team are not competing against each other.
Oh,
That's not how this game works.
no.
Among the aliens, there is a winner. Among the humans, there is a winner.
Yes, the alien who receives all the things that they want, because all the different alien players want something different, right? Oh, a different set of things.
Yep.
The alien who gets all the things they want is the winner. On the alien team, the human winner, so there'll always be two winners. The human winner is the human who gives the most correct things to aliens, right? So let's say it's 3-on-3, which is how we played it most of the time, right? One of the aliens gets all 5 things they wanted. They win, game over. Another one of the humans gave 3 correct things to each of the 3 aliens, the 2 losing ones and the winning one. That's 9 correct gifts. And no other human had 9 correct gifts. They win amongst the humans.
Yep. So every player on the human side, behind their little shield, they have a big grid of the words.
It's always the same 25 words.
Like weapon,
English
metal,
words. Yes.
beautiful, fly, valuable, power.
And they're trying to figure out which of those 25 words corresponds to each of the Egyptian runes hieroglyphs.
Yeah, this is not like...
I'll just say glyphs. Glyphs is the right
this is
word.
not one glyph per object. Like, this is literally... well, I'll explain the human turn first, and this will make sense. So on the human turn, all each human does, one by one, is you touch or tap or flip or point at between 1 and 5 objects, and the aliens have to tell you the symbol.
The glyph.
Yeah, the glyph that represents whatever you selected.
Right, so maybe I'll tap, all of the animals, and then... right? The aliens will all talk to each other and hold up a glyph in the air.
A single glyph, like
and I'll look at that
alive.
glyph and I'll say to myself, well, that glyph must mean animal.
Yep.
Right? Because we communicated by pointing at things. I pointed at a bunch of animals, and the aliens go, and they hold up the symbol for what.
Yep.
But they
only one symbol. You can't write a sentence in this case.
Right. But that might be the symbol for alive or pointy. It maybe is only like a bull and a ram were the only animals, and they consider that to be pointy.
Even better, the aliens might disagree on what the answer is, and if that happens, the majority aliens first are like, here's the glyph for that, and then the idiot aliens like, no, it's this glyph.
Right. So then on the aliens' turn, the aliens will each in turn, one at a time, will hold up a full sentence or one or more glyphs. Right? Or a phrase written in alien language.
And the pro move is a lot of times the aliens will write a sentence that uses some glyphs that they're pretty sure the humans understand.
I won that way.
And some glyphs the humans don't understand.
That's how I won. I taught the humans a glyph that they did not learn on their turn. And was able to use it to then win. But anyway, each alien in turn will write in multiple one or more glyphs the name of the objects that they want as gifts. And then each human will give one gift to that alien, and if they give the right gift, they get a point. And if the alien gets the gifts they want, they get points. If you give me and Rim are both aliens, Rim wants, I'll keep using cow, and I want a whip, and you give me a cow, that doesn't do anything for Rim. Whereas in Codenames, that would be great for Rim.
Yeah. The other interesting thing that makes this really fun and really makes an interesting game is that you can negate any glyph by drawing a line over the top of it. So I could say that this glyph means alive, or I could say I could ask for something that is not alive and powerful.
Yep.
But the moment where the aliens disagreed that was funny. that made this game fun was, I think it was a pharaoh and a whip and a rod. Like, those are the three things the humans asked for. So 2 of the aliens were like, that represents power. And the other alien was like, that represents danger. And that interaction and that give and take just makes this game really fun and engaging.
Yeah. So the thing about this game is that I think it's very Codenames adjacent. I think you want to play it with the same crowd, the same niche as Codenames,
Yep.
right? The same social scenario you're going to whip out First Contact as you would Codenames, right? So having both is somewhat redundant. But I think that I like First Contact more. I think it's a more fun game than Codenames, at least for me, because the deciphering of glyphs and communicating in the alien language is more fun than simply choosing the right cards from a board. But I think that First Contact has less replay value than Codenames.
As designed and presented in this box, though, well, partly because there's the same number of words every time. If you've played this
That's
game a lot,
exactly it. There's the number of cards doesn't matter too much, right? Because Codenames
there are a lot of cards, which
There are
I
a
think
lot.
does give this a lot more replay value
it
than
does,
otherwise
but
could.
you're always playing First Contact with the same 25 words.
Warm, defense, knowledge, fast, power, valuable, fly,
You don't have to
light,
say all
heavy.
25
I was saying a
words.
bunch of them to give you a sense of
Right.
scale.
It's
Metal
always the
weapon.
same 25 words, whereas in Codenames, it's just the cards are it, so it's completely different every time. So Codenames, I think, is less fun, but you get more plays. First Contact, I think, more fun, but you're going to get less plays before you're like, I don't need to play First Contact ever again.
Unless you just make a custom board that's like 1 row bigger and has more more
Right.
words.
I think another problem with First Contact that we did not play anywhere near enough times to
Yep.
be a problem, but let's say you do keep playing it and keep playing it and keep playing it a whole bunch, right? There were only so many answer keys in that box.
Yep.
You could reach the point where you've memorized, aha, if that glyph is that word, then I've memorized the rest of the key, and because I've played this so many times,
Yep.
there's only one answer key where that glyph is that word. I know the whole language now. I can just win if I'm the alien. I guess if you're the person. It wouldn't help you if you were the
Yep.
alien.
But I think
But
that
you
would
get
only,
the idea is that there's a limited stuff in there, and it can run out, and it needs...
I think it could only run out though if you play this the way we play like heavy cardboard. Like,
Yes,
if you
I'm just
played it
saying-
a lot with
I'm
the
just-
same group of people.
The point is, it could and will run out with enough plays unless it gets expansion. If you
Yep.
get some expansion or some modification, you can stretch this out, in which case I would never want to play Codename. But I think once this runs out, then it's like, well, Codename is still fun. Not
Yep.
as fun, but still fun.
But I feel like where I play, like the value. One thing I liked about this was that we played it late at night on Sunday after PAX, and even though everyone was tired, it still totally worked. This is a great
We played it
wind
late
down
at night
game.
both times. We played
Yeah.
it when we arrived at PAX late, and we played it right before we left PAX late.
It's a good wind down game that has just like it'll keep people awake and keep people engaged, but doesn't require you to be like 100% on point to play effectively.
Right, and it doesn't feel as sort of shallow and, thin as Codenames. It has a little bit more brain noodling, deciphering the language going on.
Yep, I like this game a lot. I actually bought a copy of it, and also the theme is ancient Egyptians, like specifically. but
Ancient
the
Egyptian
art
aliens.
the aliens are the Egyptian gods.
Yes.
And the art is really funny. Like, one of them is just like an Egyptian god, just like looking at an ankh, like laying there, like it's a cell phone.
Yep. But yeah,
If you need like party games that aren't just like crap, this is like a must buy.
yeah, if you're playing Codenames and you want something that's a little bit meatier, a little bit, something to wrap your brain around a little bit more than Codenames is, but still fills that same niche of low effort kind of game, you can just bust it out.
Yep.
Then this is the way to go.
And the most fun is you can get if you get esoteric about it, sometimes players they'll pick a combination of objects where there is no fucking answer to that just to see what the aliens do.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you could mod this game pretty heavily if you got bored with it. Like, really easily. Just make new answer keys, make new anything. This game has got a lot of potential.
Yep. The only thing is, like I said, you wrap your noodle around it a little more.
Yep.
But I think it might be a little less accessible to say children's. I feel like
kids.
I feel like almost anyone can
I
play.
feel like you've got to be at least 14 or smart. Like
I don't know 14, but the point is, I feel like
I can't imagine like a 10-year-old playing
the
this
minimum
effectively.
the minimum age for first contact is a little bit higher than Codenames because Codenames is super accessible to just about anyone. You even have Disney Codenames, like
Yep.
anyone can play it. You have to, understand the concept of matching glyphs to words and deciphering language
Yep.
to be able to play first contact. So the barrier to entry is higher.
But
Where Codenames, especially Codenames Pictures, is super accessible to anyone. First contact is
this
higher
game will
bar.
work very well with mixed company. Like if you have a few like capable players and a few kids, it'll be fine because a poor player will not significantly disrupt the game.
And also, it's so even if you, it's super not really competitive that much, right?
Because you're only competing with the other aliens.
Yeah, the aliens are competing with each other, but not directly. And most of the time, they're cooperating to choose a glyph.
And it's fun. Like Chris at one point asked for like this giant fucking sentence from the humans just to see what happens.
Yep.
And someone got it. Like it worked.
Yeah, I intentionally taught the humans a word I needed them to know that they didn't ask for, and then I used that word
Yep.
to get the things I wanted, and the humans understood what I was saying and gave me the thing I wanted, and I won. So that was fun.
Yep. So this game is a pretty good add to your collection, all things considered. It also does not take long.
No,
Like,
very short game.
Half hour, you can knock this game out.
Yep.
Maybe 45 minutes if people are really slow and you're teaching, and some people have problems. Like it's pretty good. All right, I think we're done.